Hey guys, it's Ryan live from Unbound. Hope you guys are having a great day. And I'm reporting today in the sound room because I'm still in the middle of figuring things out in terms of the sound room. Thankfully, the problem with the cabinet space has been dealt with. That sounds really good. The problem with the hallway back here to the door has been dealt with. That sounds really good as well. Unless, of course, I'm speaking directly into that little hallway there. Then it sounds really terrible. But because I'm sequestered right here, I should say, because I'm located right here, the sound is really nice. And also, these monitors, everything has been basically set up. The mini PC that you guys can see right here, this little mini PC that's going to power everything, it's just waiting on the new AC adapter so I can get that hooked up to basically our setup over there, basically. And it's just that the AC adapter they sent us was not long enough, and it also didn't even come with any plugs. So we couldn't even hook it up even if we wanted to. I couldn't even test it if I wanted to. They failed to even include the full package, essentially. But I got the most important stuff, which is the computer. And the computer should have everything inside. It's got like 16 gigs of RAM. It's got a really nice, I'm not sure if it's an Intel Core processor, but it has a really good processor, a really fast processor. And it also has basically like more than 500 gigabytes of SSD, which is more than enough for the work that we're doing for the voice work. And also the possibly the video editing and the sound editing. But most importantly, because this is the sound room, this is where we're going to be doing all of our voice work and all of our sound editing. But in terms of the space here, you can see these throw pillows here. That has, for the most part, solved a lot of the echo and the reverberation problem when it comes to putting these monitors here. Because the problem is, when you start putting stuff in a space, it will start affecting the sound. And like every single time I'm in the middle of like putting up a solution for the sound room, something comes up. So for example, ha 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 ha, you guys might be able to hear basically that the monitor gives some feedback, some reverberation and echo when you're speaking directly to it. Ha 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 ha, and that even happens when you're far away. So you know, I was just kind of scratching my head in this past couple of days or so, just trying to find a solution to this. And Shun Chang, who's the creator of Magical Girl Brittany Smith, he's actually working on that series right now. He finished all the line work, and he's in the middle of doing all the coloring and the shading. So look forward to that comic soon, if you guys like Magical Girl Brittany Smith. And he gave a solution to the problem, and we tested it with one of the lids on this these plastic bins. And it does seem to help in terms of like reducing the echo and the reverberation and the sound significantly. And so what we're going to do most likely is we're going to get some plexiglass, or we're going to get some clear acrylic glass, some thick clear acrylic glass. We're going to put it over the monitors so that we can still see what we're doing and we can still voice act, and also to help reduce the weird metallic echoey reverberation sound coming directly from the screens. That, and I'm hoping the studio condenser microphone with some EQing will help reduce that noise as well, because we've done literally everything we can with this sound room, and right now the only thing giving us a major issue besides the AC adapter, the power supply for this, that's coming in on Wednesday, and I'll get everything most likely set up on Wednesday, hopefully everything will be set up on Wednesday. The major problem aside from that, which is pretty simple, is the monitors, which are producing some weird reverberation and metallic feedback. So in order to basically fix that problem, we're probably going to get some really thick plexiglass or clear acrylic sheets and put it over this, and hopefully that solves the issue. We're probably going to need it for both these, by the way. We're going to get it for this and this, so we can reduce the metallic feedback. But again, today and tomorrow, I'm going to need to do some research to figure out which ones are actually going to work, because it needs to be relatively pretty thick. It needs to be thick enough to basically reduce that metallic reverberation and echo and feedback from the screens, because ha 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 ha, because especially when I'm doing that, you can definitely hear the difference in the sound between like me doing that ha 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 versus ha ha ha. Like there's a very, very, very big difference between both. And I could even just stand up and ha 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 ha, and you can immediately sense that that sounds a lot better. But when I come down here to the screens, to the monitors, ha ha ha, you can hear the metallic sound. You can hear the kind of plasticky sound. And I think a lot of it is because the screens are kind of like pushed in, so that creates a little bit of a space, and that creates a little bit of an echo chamber. And also, I think Shun also mentioned too that even though we had dampened the back of the space, which has reduced a lot of the echo and the reverberation by at least 65 to 75%, there's still 25 to 35% of the sound that is probably traveling through or being reflected by the monitors. So again, we just need to get this figured out as soon as we possibly can. Again, it's like 2 steps forward, 1 step back. But thankfully, we're making progress in terms of the sound studio, the sound room, I should say. And after we get the entire sound and all the equipment functioning perfectly, we can finally get in that new studio condenser microphone that's going to be hooked up basically right here. I might move it a little closer, but we're going to get that. The last piece is going to be the studio condenser microphone, because first and foremost, we got to make sure that the setup sounds good and that it doesn't produce any weird reverberations, feedbacks, and echoes, because if it does, that's going to be a major problem for the voice acting. Like right now, the voice acting needs to sound like this. It needs to sound clear, it needs to sound coherent, and without any major echoes in particular. Because right now, you can hear me talking in this direction. That sounds really good. But the moment I start talking in this direction, you can kind of hear the plasticky reflection and reverberation and feedback from said monitors. Like you can basically hear it right now, especially if you're in the room. And I can hear it especially right now with my ears, and it doesn't sound the best. So I mean, it doesn't sound terrible. I can go this far back and ha ha ha, but you can still hear it. You can still hear the weird plasticky metallic feedback. So we're hoping the thick acrylic sheets and plexiglass sheets will basically buffer and dampen the sound and just completely remove all of the well, reverberation and feedback and echoes. And I mean, it's going to be an experiment. If it doesn't work, we can just return that stuff. But like, man, it's just this sound room is taking a lot longer than I thought it would, and it was already quite a hassle just trying to set up all these sound blankets and everything, and all the and especially all the sound foam. That took a long time. But like, this is introducing another problem, because we might run into some software issues and we might run into some hardware issues. And right now, we're running into some monitor issues, which is not something I expected at all, but that is unfortunately the reality that we have right now. So I got to figure that out in the next couple of days. And then on Wednesday and Thursday, I sincerely hope I will finish setting up all the computer equipment, because that is the major first step. And also, I need to make sure the sound in the room sounds really nice. Otherwise, there's no point to installing this studio condenser microphone. It will just sound terrible, because the sound room will sound terrible, and the current setup will sound terrible. Although I've done everything I can to make sure it sounds really good, it's still not quite there yet. There's still 25 to 35% that needs to be fixed in terms of the weird reverberations coming off the screen. So we're going to probably install the plexiglass or acrylic sheets, thick acrylic sheets on top of this, so we can see what we're doing and so we can buffer all the sound and the noise. And that's a really creative solution. I've got to make sure to thank Shun for that. But yeah, I'm sorry guys, I'm not going to be able to start on the comic until I get all this stuff figured out for the sound room. But I promise I will get started on that comic before the month's end, and I will definitely get it out to you guys, most likely next month. If not early next month, then sometime in the middle of next month. But I definitely will get out the new 30-panel TAKESHI Web Comic from the Mouth of Hell out to you guys next month. And we're going to save some JPEGs for the new Magical Girl Bernie Smith web comic, and we'll make sure to share that with patrons tomorrow. And Brennan Thornton will very soon be doing the voice acting for the next animatics for the Mouth of Hell, so we'll get that released most likely next month as well. Again, a lot of stuff is coming out next month, but for this month, it seems like I'm mostly preoccupied just trying to get this entire sound room set up basically, and sounding good. And right now, there are definitely some issues I need to fix, and hopefully I can fix it, and we'll see. It's kind of driving me crazy, but I'm doing the very best I can on this end. I just can't believe, like, the monitors are producing that sound. It's kind of frustrating. It's been a lot of frustrating things on this end, but I'll keep you guys updated. Look forward to more, and if you guys can support us on Patreon, please do. It makes a huge difference. Look forward to more. Hope you guys stay inspired, and stay in touch, because I'll keep you guys updated on the sound. Look forward to more. Stay inspired.